Remember the old gravekeeper, Poto? He always told the best stories, didn't he? I hope he's still doing all right. O magical beasts who serve us, merge thy flesh Well, good luck. Remember the old gravekeeper, Poto? He always told the best stories, didn't he? I hope he's still doing all right. O magical beasts who serve us, merge thy flesh to gain yet greater power. Reveal to us thy heroic form.
You know, I quite like it here. I wonder if you understand. I have a fine view of the forest. I love the forest. That is why I like it here. When I'm here watching the forest, I need nothing else at all. Oh my, I almost forgot about the frolicking children. Their smiles are important too. This is a tale of the kingdom of Gehenna-Pali that stretched across these lands long ago. Once upon a time, Prince Menek, son of King Karis, set out with his vassals to hunt in the forest. But in the forest they were enveloped by a thick fog, and the prince lost his way. Wandering aimlessly about, he happened upon a marsh from which grew an enormous tree. Thereupon he heard the sound of sobbing, but he knew not from where. He found a maiden sitting all alone. She was weeping by the marsh. "I am Alcana. I just buried my mother here in the marsh of Uban," she said. And then she looked up at the prince. He was overwhelmed by her beautiful eyes. The maiden stole his heart that day. It was truly a fateful meeting. Thereafter, the prince made frequent trips into the forest. Undoubtedly, he was paying visits to the maiden. The maiden had a strange power. She could talk to the insects and trees. Before long, there began a terrible rumor that the prince's heart had been stolen by a witch. One day the maiden spun silk from fairy cocoons and wove it into a beautiful cloth for the king. But the brilliance of that cloth cast a shadow upon the kingdom. The king was so enthralled by the fairy silk that he sent his soldiers into the forest, where they ravaged for fairy cocoons. The fairies, still in their cocoons, were boiled alive. The king killed them so he could have their silk. The prince pleaded with his father to stop his cruelty, but the king was no longer the man he had once been. Prince Menek was charged with treason and imprisoned in the king's deepest dungeon. He was never heard from again. When the maiden learned of the prince's death, She cursed her fate and lamented the foolishness of man. She then cast herself away into the marsh where her mother lay. As she started to drown, a voice from nowhere whispered to her, "I am Elram. I shall grant you your wish. Tell me what you want," said the voice. The maiden told Elram all that weighed upon her heart. The maiden said, "Greed bears destructive knowledge. Its wicked power shall be the end of the forest. All hope is lost. The beasts of knowledge shall never live in peace with the forest. The one light of hope who I so loved has perished at the hands of the beasts. I now go to where my loved Menek awaits." Thereupon Elram spoke again. "So you claim that your true love was torn asunder by the greed and hatred of the beasts of knowledge? When light is swallowed up by darkness, I shall unleash ruin upon the land, returning all to the nothingness from whence it came. I have a firm grip upon the darkness in your heart. From that day forward, demons appeared in the forest, terrifying all they came upon, and the kingdom of Gehenna fell to ruin by the swarms of Onibubu, locusts of apocalypse. The demons that haunt the forest now are the beasts spawned by the greed in man's heart." Come again anytime. Upon a time in a faraway village, there lived a woodcutter who always boasted of his strength. It is said that the woodcutter wanted to test his own strength by felling the tallest tree in the forest. He hastily ventured deep into the forest in search. Meanwhile, the forest told the great tree of the woodcutter. The great tree sighed deeply, lamenting his foolishness, and he continued to sigh. And before long, the breath of the great tree became a thick and heavy fog which shrouded the forest. The woodcutter soon lost his way. He grew so tired wandering about that he soon took a short rest. Just then, sweet-smelling fluffs began to float down from above. All who would smell their sweet scent would fall fast asleep. The woodcutter couldn't help but to fall in a deep slumber, and there he lay, snoring great snores in the middle of the forest. For 3 days he slept. On the morning of the 4th day, a birdman flew down to where he lay. He spoke to him. "I'm the strongest, you always say. One fight with me, if you may." But the woodcutter remained fast asleep. "You can try to sleep if you must, but I shall wake you with my dust." As he spoke those words, the birdman sprinkled a glistening white powder upon the woodcutter. With that, the woodcutter sneezed a great sneeze and jumped to his feet. The surprised woodcutter shouted, "Who on earth are you? I warn you, I am incredibly strong, and I will battle right now." The birdman replied, "You can't defeat me, but if you do, We can be friends, and I'll share my powder with you. It cures all illness and turns old to new. I got it from the forest people called the Yamu. The woodcutter tried to grab the birdman, but the woodcutter had been asleep for 3 days. He was too hungry to hold on. With one flap of his mighty wings, the birdman blew the woodcutter all the way back to the village. The woodcutter told the villagers all about the strange birdman, but not a soul believed him. From that day on, the woodcutter never again boasted of his strength.
Hey, you're a cocoon master, right? What do you say to a quick little duel? What? You're no fun. Don't you know who I am? Ha! I can't believe it!
I am the strongest, most handsome guy in the forest. I go by many names, such as Birdman. After all, I am the legendary man of the Dragonfly Forest. It's hard being so famous. Call me Kiki now. Of course, that's only if you can defeat me. Well, that's all for introductions. Here we go.
Wow! You are so powerful! I've heard the rumors, but cocoon masters really are powerful. So, you're from Cyrus, huh?
Well, now I've met two. If there's anything I can do for you, just ask me. From now on, we're friends.
Calabash? Oh, you mean this powder? My friend Yamu from the Spider Forest gave it to me.
The only thing you'll find here in the Dragonfly Forest is sleep spores. If you want some calabash, why not go talk to Yamu? Yamu and his family are very fond of rare and unusual things. So if you give them something valuable, just maybe... But I warn you, they're very greedy and won't share with you so easy. Oh yes, you can have this too. Without it, you can't get inside. Isn't...
What? You haven't heard of him? Well, that's odd.
My young friend was bragging so much. You don't know who it is? His name is Kelmar. He is strong, you know. He's my best friend. What? You're friends with him too? Oh, so it's you, the cocoon master he was talking about.
Hey!
Well now, it's a small world indeed. Kelmar has told me a lot about you. He said, no one is stronger than me, but strength does not make a powerful man. Strength alone is no match for what he has. Speaking of which, the power of man is so complicated. I just don't get it.
Leaving already? Well, take this. It's proof of our friendship. Don't worry, you can have it. We'll be able to meet
Anytime you use it. I'll tell you about myself next time we meet. Well, see you later.
The unforgiving, the greedy, and at times like a child.
Well, did you meet the Birdman? So, this powder is ground from the leaves of the calabash? We must go report this to the chieftain at once. Although this confirms the existence of the calabash, this is not enough to save the entire village. You have no choice but believe what the Birdman said and venture into the spider forest. There are many types of divine spirits. Know you that some can be quite malicious. If we can believe Kikinok, then it is true that the forest man has become the fallen spirit Mammon, as told in Nagi legend. Mammon was an agent of Elrum, who drowned in material greed. This so angered Elrum that he punished Mammon by transforming him into a hideous form. It is said that Mammon was commanded to live the rest of his existence as the keeper of the divine tree. If Kikinok is the divine spirit Amos, who indulged in lust, then Yamu, the forest man, must be the divine spirit Mammon, who indulged in greed. Perhaps there is more about Yamu in the folk tales of Cyrus. The old gravekeeper Poto may know something. Why not ask him about the folk tales? You must go to the spider forest and find Yamu, the forest man. Much treachery lies ahead in the spider forest. Tread carefully.
Oh, you're back. So, how is your work going? Don't overdo it. Tell me if there's anything I can do for you. I was concerned about Mabu, so I've been talking with her while you were away. We talk about things like the Nagi, life, your father and me. But maybe I am just bothering her.
She probably doesn't need both Garai and her mother-in-law looking over her shoulder all day long. I wanted to let her know that there are many ways to express love for another. Your father and I wanted to preserve our type of love, even if it meant breaking tradition. Don't you see? In time, perhaps you and Mabu too will understand. True purification is achieved when your two hearts come to beat as one. More than anything, I do not want your marriage to fall victim to tradition or your sense of duty.
I have never told you about my last day with your father, have I? On that final evening, your father said to me,
No matter how long I uphold tradition as cocoon master and cure much evil in the world, I believe that true purification must also cure the one I love. If Elram is the true God, then the answer must lie in the forest. Once there, I shall unlock the key to true purification and will then return to your side. As a Nagi, I was raised to believe that I would never have a choice in life. I accepted my fate no matter how awful it would be. But upon hearing your father's words, a sense of peace settled upon me, the likes of which I had never felt before. Right then, I felt liberated from fate and tradition. For the first time in our lives, we are doing something for just ourselves. I will never perform another purification without your father by my side. I have decided to wait for him. Perhaps you and Mabu will one day find true purification. Live for each other, not for anyone else.
I hope you make the right choices, my son. Live for each other, not for anyone else.
If you need a more powerful weapon, come back later. Maybe I'll have something ready by then.
You've come back, I see. Is everything all right at home? I heard about those awful rumors going around at the silk mill. They say Theo and Mabu aren't getting along. It's not true, is it? Don't you pay attention to what they say.
Hey, shush, honey. You're being rude. That's none of our business. I can't stand it when she spreads rumors like this. Oh, women.
What are you talking about? It's because you men are so undependable. You're always driving us crazy. See? Every time you open your mouth, you've got to badmouth me. Wait! I was only trying to help. Please take care of your mom and Mabu. Don't grow up to be an insensitive fool like this big guy.
you beat Kikinok? Wow! You've really gotten stronger! Kelmar hasn't come by yet today. If you want something, let me know, okay?
Hey, so you're back. Well, did you meet the Birdman? Oh, you haven't heard? Sorry about that. I was planning on telling you sometime. The divine barrier's been broken, and that's how come the demons started to attack the village.
That's scary enough. But then there's that matter of me and Kikinok. Please, don't tell my parents, okay? Going into the forest without their permission is bad enough. If they found out I was friends with a demon... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did Kikinok tell you all about himself? All that stuff about gods and fairies? He's fun to listen to. But I suppose you don't have the time.
What? You don't believe what Kikinok says?
How could he think up such garbage? How could he be so powerful? He's always bragging like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Of course. Don't you think so?
Do you have to... It's hard to talk about it with Garai right here. Let's go outside. Go on ahead. I'll be right out. I'm sorry for asking you to come out of your way. It's just that it's hard to talk about things with Mother Garai around. We used to be able to talk about everything. It's strange, isn't it? Your mother comes by a lot while you're gone. She's really kind to me, and she might just be worried about me, but I'm sorry, I just can't stand it at all. Mother Garai may understand how she feels, but I sure don't. Purification is nothing but pain. Didn't your mother do it all because she loved your father? And then he just got up and left her because he couldn't stand to watch her suffer? How cruel! But why, even after all of that, does she still love him? Are all women like that? I can't say this in front of Mother Garai, but I really don't agree with that at all. I'm sorry if this upsets you, but I just couldn't live the way she does. No matter what happens, don't worry about me. Do your duty as our cocoon master. Just don't run off like your father. Your father, he's supposed to be a great man, right? I heard the story of the day he said goodbye to your mother. I heard that he was a kind man who always protected her. But how could such a man leave her? Do you call that kindness? The cursed brandings are a painful experience for a woman. But that's why I need you here with me. To your mom, your father's departure might have been an act of sympathy, but I don't agree. I would have felt betrayed. We're both in this together, so please stay here as the cocoon master of Cyrus. Me? Well, you know I really like you a lot. It's just that there's so much going on right now, you know? Why do we have to have so many rules and traditions? There's just no escape. I know some people hate the Nagi, but I'm an individual. I won't run away from them or anything just because it's hard. I might have married you because I had to, but I would never ever leave you.
All we ever talk about now are the village and cocoons, minions. I know now's not the time to be worrying about these kind of things, but it's just that
I never get to see you anymore. If only things were different.
I'm sorry. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But I feel a little better now getting it off my chest. Thank you.
Oh, I almost forgot. Take this. You'll probably need it.
Just my luck. I can't earn a single yawn capturing a human. Hey, kid, got some firefly cocoons? Well, hand them over now and there won't be any trouble.
What? You want to fight? Fine with me, come on!
Worthy opponent, I see. That'll be all for today.
friendship great. I felt it, the proof of our friendship. Well, shall we begin? Impressive. You're as strong as ever. Well then, perhaps I should thank you by telling you about myself.
The story brings tears to those who hear it, and even to those who tell it. I sure hope you brought some tissues. I was once an agent of Elrum. That is to say, I was a divine spirit, understand? Elrum entrusted us divine spirits with bringing life to the forest. We created man, other life, everything that lives. So what do you think? Pretty good, huh? Do you like me more now? I'll save the rest for next time. Well, see you later.
But thank you. I'm so glad to have someone to talk to. I feel a lot better now. I know I shouldn't be complaining while you're out fighting in the forest.
You startled me. What are you doing here? Yes, that's it. That's it. Can I really have it? Oh, you are a nice fellow.
Calabash. What is that? Never heard of it. Yamo. He is my child. What do you want with my boy? He is out hunting with his father.
Have you seen him? I don't know where he is.
This is no place for humans. Elram won't like it. Away with you!
Isn't friendship great? I felt it, the proof of our friendship. Well, shall we begin? Impressive. You're as strong as ever. Well, let me tell you some more about my favorite subject, me. You see, it was fun creating life and all.
But unfortunately, we got so bored with it, we totally ran out of ideas. So we decided to create a thinking creature like us. It would be someone we could play with. Great idea, huh? I know, I'm so smart. But that guy Elram grew angry with us. Apocryphal, he said. You must promise, he said. He got so annoying, you know? And then guess what? You want to know? Well, we'll leave it for next time.